the number 17th overall prospect in the class of 2026, a 6'8" power forward out of Columbus High School and Knight Riders EYBL, formerly of the Boozer Brothers. Now is the Caleb Gaskins show. He'll also be playing with Jackson Richardson with Columbus High School this year. But the 6'8" power forward who has a 7'1" wingspan, very strong frame. Very young for his age, too, I will say. He still seems to be growing into his body, but he's a dynamic athlete. Young for his age. Sorry. Yep, you're right. Hey, hand up. Hey, accountability. Accountability.
Like, what is it?
Hand up accountability. It's on me. It's on me. It is what it
Young
is.
for his age, like, what does that mean?
Yeah, nothing I can do with that. Good 30 calling that one. We're back though. Young for his grade, so he's still growing into his frame. What I'm trying to say, he's got room to grow. Like I said, 6'9", 7'1" wingspan. I'm very interested to watch what he looks like this year without the Boozers, because obviously it's been a very big Boozer centric show. Even with his AAU team, the Knight Riders, like last year, it was a very much a Boozer type show. But the free throw percent, I'm sorry, not the free throw. The 3-point percentage is a little bit, to be seen, only 28% in EYBL play, but he was 75% from the line. I don't think the form is broken whatsoever, but he has locked in, let's see here. He has locked in one, two, three, four, five, six official visits. Miami, Texas, Texas A&M, Florida, Ole Miss, and Florida State. Dion, first, I want to know what have you seen from Gaskins and the stuff you've been able to see from the young man out of Florida?
I mean, I think he's one of those guys like you mentioned, young for his grade, 6'8", 7'1" wingspan, lots of potential there. Like those type of guys, what is the first side of the floor that they do well? Defense. Every single time. Whenever you describe a player the way you just did, defense is the first thing they do. Defense, rebounding, motor. And I think you see that at the offensive end a little rough around the edges from what we've seen. And like you mentioned, it's minimal because, listen, when you got the Boozer twins, you take a back seat. No one's there to watch Gaskins when they can watch Cam Boozer. And that's just respectfully. That's not even his fault. He's a hell of a player, but Boozer was just Boozer. So, I mean, I think we'll get to see a little bit more of his expanded offensive game this year, along with Jackson's expanded offensive game for what it's worth too. But at the moment, I think it's a little rough around the edges, but you see him becoming more comfortable within it. I believe he shot 28% from three in EYBL.
Mm.
Obviously, that's not a number that you want to hear, but for a 6'8" power forward with a 7'1" wingspan that's learning the offensive game, if that's your floor, that's pretty good. I think a lot of coaches would believe that they can raise that. So I think he's coming around on both ends of the floor, but I'm actually a pretty big fan of his game. I think he's the type of guy you would want at your school.
Yeah, I think he's still the game is getting more comfortable for him, but at the same time, he is someone who he's just got I think he's got a great frame for just a four man. Like obviously, maybe you want to be a little bit taller, but to be 6'9", 7'1" wingspan, I think he'll be able to operate well, and obviously be able to use his physicality and his size to dominate. But also, like as he expands his game, I think that will kind of help him reach his ceiling a little bit more to possibly get to the next level. So looking at these schools here, you have Miami, Texas, Texas A&M, Florida, Ole Miss, Florida State, Florida Kid. Obviously, like I stated, are there any schools that stick out to you as favorites in this one, Dion?
The school where he makes the most sense, and they're going through a coaching change, so maybe they don't anymore. But it's Texas A&M to me with the way Texas A&M has played the last few years. High intensity defense. We're going to shoot like 31% from the field on offense, and we're going to get a lot of rebounds. Texas A&M makes the most sense to me. Florida kid, though, the better he gets, I think you can never turn away Miami.
Yeah, and there are some ties to Miami as well. They hired, I think, Columbus's high school's head coach as an assistant. Because they were trying to get the Boozers. They was trying to get a little last second steal there. But now it might help them with Gaskins, could possibly help them with even a Jackson Richardson as well. I haven't seen Jackson's list, but I do think that is very much in play. Um, I got a comp for Gaskin because I'm very high on him, so I'll throw that out there, and I want to know your thoughts on this one. He reminds me of PJ Washington coming out of high school. I don't know if you remember him coming out of high school before he went to Kentucky. He was kind of like a little bit of like an undersized-ish kind of four man, but then like the jumper developed, and now Isn't PJ Washington getting like max money in the NBA?
No.
Is he not?
Actually, honestly, I have no idea. Let me Google it, but I don't believe so. I believe he's getting like 15 million a year.
That'll do.
It definitely will do. By the way, anybody wants to offer me, yeah, it's 15.5 million. That knowledge, that was insane,
That is pretty
insanely
good.
cool.
That's pretty. That's why you're the NBA guy.
But yeah, I mean, if anyone wants to offer me that, I'd do just about anything.
Yeah. I, whoa.
Hey, listen, just about anything.
Also, whoa again. But no, I do think that Gaskins is a player that I think could take a PJ Washington level kind of trajectory to the NBA. Obviously, PJ Washington went to Kentucky. He was a lottery pick, I believe. A couple years in the purgatory that is Charlotte Hornets basketball. Then freed from those shackles, had some pretty good moments for the Mavericks in the playoffs and everything like that. Turned himself into a really good NBA player. So it'll be interesting to see kind of what that looks like. I'm looking at Miami. It's staring me in the face September 12th. I think that Miami's going to get this one done. They have the connections here. But one I'm going to take a super dark horse backseat to is I'm still looking at Florida State. I feel like Florida State they got Marcus Ponder. They kind of seem to be attacking the state of Florida in general. New head coach there. I'm just watching to see if they'll be able to get there. But obviously them having the last visit, I don't even know if they'll make it to there.
Yeah, listen, Florida State, respectfully, like, that is not your father's like Florida State football team, I'll even say, because the basketball team, I can't even remember the last time I actually believed in them. They had Dwayne Bacon in them and just stunk it up. So it's like,
Please chill on my guy Bake.
I was a big Dwayne Bacon guy. That's why I name dropped.
Facts. Thought he was gonna
Huge
be
Dwayne Bacon guy. Still believe in him, by the way. If he were to make his NBA return, I'd be all in. But I mean, I just, yeah, Florida State, no shot. Miami, Texas A&M make the most sense. Ole Miss is interesting. Ole Miss is interesting.
Ole Miss is definitely. I feel like Chris Beard, if he's gonna find his way onto this list, he's gonna be able to get one or two of these kids, and I think it's definitely one to watch. But yeah, a big massive fan of Caleb Gaskins' game. Very interested to see kind of how these visits take place. I'd be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised though if after that first one we started to get a little bit of steam that he's going to Miami. But when we do hear some things about his updates and where he's at in his recruiting, we will have it here on the channel.